Welcome, one and everyone, to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. I am your neighborhood-friendly Oxhorn, and I am here with my cigars and my scotch and my suspenders set to maximum stun. We've got a great show for you tonight. I am here by myself again today. My brother is getting ready for a raid, so he couldn't make it to the show. Plus, the lovely Nova Domina and I are going on a big trip tomorrow. That's right, one of my best buddies in the world from college is getting married this weekend, and so she and I are flying to Minnesota. So right after I finish this show, I get to pack, which will still be fun. So going on a trip, it's going to be a few days long, it's going to be a blast. But we're not here to talk about my trip, we are here to talk about this awesome Splendor, which I have gotten together for you. And as you can see, my ice is already starting to melt, so I don't want to, dilute my scotch, so I'm going to drink that real quick. That's a lot of ice. I think I overdid it. Anyway. Oh, yeah, it says not live. All right. I get it. Sorry. Gonna fix it. Fixing it. 1 second. Wait. There we go. Fixed. All right, no more live ticker. It is live and not live, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so today we are drinking Bowmore Islay Single Malt Scotch Whiskey. A very fine bottle. How many years? I don't know. Many. 10, I think. 10 years. So I'm just going to drink it because it's very tasty. I hope you all are holding up a classy, gentlemanly glass. There we go. I hope you all can hear the music. Is the music loud enough? A little more. How's that? Alright. And next up is, of course, the cigar. It wouldn't be Scotch and Smoke Rings without a lovely cigar or a pipe. Should I smoke a pipe? Now they're all behind me. I'll smoke a cigar today. I've got my little single ashtray here. So this is the ashtray that my brother and I normally use. As you can see, it is quite massive. These are remnants from many shows gone by. But since I am ensemble today, I shall be using a single ashtray. And this is a new one. I don't believe you guys have seen this one. This is a Dominica Selection Famous Smoke Shop 4000. Yeah, not a top shelf brand. I actually got a super deal on this. I think I spent less than $1 a stick, and I got a pack of 60. So that's an incredibly good deal for a bunch of cigars. And, they've been curing in my humidor for just over a month. And they're pretty tasty, I gotta admit. They burn a little fast, and they have a bit of a kick at the end. But they're not bad for like a 98-cent cigar. Not bad at all. So, no complaints from my end. We're going to classify this a little bit by using a match. No lighter. Right, toast the end a little bit, get it nice and dark, nice and black. And remember, we don't inhale, actually. These are cigars, not cigarettes. They are not completely safe, but infinitely safer than cigarettes because you do not inhale. Alright, I guess I should talk about this little disclaimer that I've put on my page. So if many of you are looking at oxhorn.com/live show right now, where my lovely mug is in all its glory, you're going to see that I put a disclaimer at the top of the show. It now says, this show is rated Ox 13 for responsible drinking, responsible smoking, and responsible lit sauce. All three of which are completely true, but I felt that since many children watch the show and I wanted to alleviate the fears of parents who might be watching, I wanted to let them know that yes, I am smoking, but responsibly, not in excess. Yes, I am drinking, but responsibly, not in excess. So parents out there, if you ever wanted to introduce your children to adult substances and then teach them the way that they can be properly enjoyed without going into excess, this fine program, Scotch and Smoke Rings, I believe, is the best modicum by which you can achieve that. So, Ladies and gents, cheers. And you'll also notice that I did some rearranging. Remember that table that I used to have in there? Well, I moved much of my computer setup into the living room just because I didn't want to spend all my time in here. So I wanted to spend some more time in there. So I moved most of my computer setup in there. And I needed that table. So now all my cigars in the humidors are right behind me. You see those 3 boxes with the little dials on them? Yeah, those are my humidors. Got all sorts of fantastic cigars inside. The one from your screen on the far left is filled with some that I'm letting cure for a little bit because they're a little too moist, and so they're kind of an acidy flavor. The one in the middle has these, and the one on the far right has the very high shelf cigars that Brian and I normally smoke when we do this fine program. Hey, faceless otaku, I am not being a drunk. I'm always like this. Just ask my coworkers. Alright, we got a fantastic show for you today. Lots to go over. First, of course, is the fan art. I got 2 submissions from you fine guys today. Thank you. Every single one of them is lovely. Last week I got like 30, and this week I got 2. But hey, I'm not complaining. 2 is cool. Let me pull this up and show you guys exactly what we have. Alright, so this was submitted by the very talented Doraz, who is a frequent contributor to Scotch and Smoke Rings. And look, it's Uncle Oiker's Savory Bacon Mince. Net weight, 0.07 or 0.7 ounces. Very tasty. You know, if I ever wanted to freshen my breath, I gotta say, bacon mince is the way to go. I am gonna have to get myself a selection. In fact, if any of you want to send me something in the mail, bacon mince, I will devour those on camera. Alright? So there you go. Bacon mince from Uncle Oinker. And then this, submitted by Liam Murphy, is, I think it's a, that's supposed to be Oxhorn and Assassin's Creed. That's the name of that's the name of the game, right? So apparently Oxhorn is now part of Assassin's Creed. So, cool. I like it. Now I got a few more from you guys, but you sent them to me from Facebook. You took the link to your image on Facebook and sent it to me, but because you and I weren't friends, I wasn't allowed to actually download the image. So, sorry about that, but if you sent it to me on Facebook, try doing it again. Maybe upload it to Image Shack, or use Tweet Photo, or something like that, and I'm sure that I will get it and show it off next week. Alright, so, next up is how to be a gentleman. As I have often said, I am all about education here at Oxhorn.com, and about turning a tidy profit as well. So if the sharp-eyed of you and keen of mind have probably noticed the links to many of the things that I talk about on this program right below the player. In fact, you will find this book, a link to it, and if you decide to buy it, please click the link on this page, because I get like 2 cents. And 2 cents, I can make 2 cents go a long way, right? I could live for 32 seconds on 2 cents, so never look a gift horse in the cents, I guess. Alright, how to be a gentleman. When liquor is being served, a gentleman host is always alert to the possibility that some guests may overindulge. In such cases, he does not allow them to drive. He arranges for them to be driven home by a sober friend, or he calls a cab and, if necessary, pays for it himself. If he feels he must take away a guest's car keys, he does so. I think I've read this one before. I'm pretty sure. That's a good one, though. It's always good to keep that in mind. Even though we, all of us watching this program right now, are classy gentlemen of refinement and restraint, not everybody is. And so sometimes it is good to take precautionary measures. Moving along. When a gentleman discovers that he can attend a party for which he has already refused an invitation, he calls his host or hostess and asks whether he may attend. Another good one, but I'm tired of doing stuff about parties. Okay, this is on thank you notes. Alright, I want something practical. Right? Something every day that we always experience All right, here we go. If a gentleman discovers a raspberry seed or some other obstruction lodged between his teeth, he excuses himself and heads for the restroom. That is amazing. How many times have you had colleagues or classmates and they're sitting there going, it's gross, right? It's not very classy. It is not very gentlemanly. The gentleman excuses himself and with a very sharp fingernail or possibly even a toothpick, removes the offending seed. If a gentleman guest breaks a piece of china or glassware when being entertained at another person's home, and it does happen, not all gentlemen are graceful, he apologizes. Instead of offering to pay for its replacement, however, he does his best to replace the broken item itself. So instead of offering money, go find the thing that you broke somewhere in the world and offer them a new one. That's cool. If a gentleman is offered a name tag, he puts it on. Alright. Practical. A gentleman never gets so big that he can feel free to say or do things that make other people feel small. I assume that they're talking about arrogance and not weight. Because everybody feels small to me. And I can't help that.
It's my favorite word.
A gentleman does not lend more money than he can afford to spare. He does not borrow more money than he can afford to pay back. And one more. If a gentleman says he will call, he lives up to his word. There we go, ladies and gents. That is how to be a gentleman. I hope you all learned something today, because I did. At least I say I did. I usually have stuff like that as encyclopedia knowledge in this massive cranium of mine. Cheers. Oh! Look at that. You see, I can't even smoke my cigar right today. I've got ash on my keyboard. Ah. Oh well. Ah, still hot. Ah, at least it didn't get in my scotch. Archie says snorting it out. No, I was not snorting it. I was blowing it away. That's what you do with offending ash. You blow it away. Alright, next up on the list is this day in history. On this day... that's interesting. I'm not reading this, by the way. I'm just mulling over things in my mind while looking at a screen. It's not reading on Wikipedia. It's kind of boring. Alright. In 1980, on this day, a fire on Saudi Arabian Airlines Flight 163 killed all 301 people on board after it made an emergency landing at Riyadh International Airport in Saudi Arabia. That's depressing. I want a better day in history. What's a better day in history? Okay. In 1991, on this day, a Hasidic man accidentally killed 2 Guyanese immigrant children in the Crown Heights neighborhood of New York City, initiating 3 days of writing. Okay, another depressing one. I don't want a depressing day in history. I want something fun. Okay, there's a revolt, a riot, absolute monarchy, uprising, tornadoes. Wow, is this all of human history? It's just like death and tornadoes and natural disasters? Yes, children watching, that is human history. Welcome to the world. Alright, so enough about that. Moving on to your questions, because you have questions and I have answers. I don't believe I'm missing any. Nah, I think that's it. I'm on this chat as well, so if you would like to ask me a question, feel free to use this chat. I do pay attention. But I, of course, give preference to Twitter, just because Twitter is easier for me to deal with. I just read it on this nice little thing that flies on down. If you do decide to send me a tweet, please use a hashtag. Be creative. Maybe hashtag Oxhorn. Or hashtag UberElite. Or something, I don't know, Oxhornish and creative. And I will be more inclined to answer your tweet. In addition, I am answering all questions on Facebook when I get to it. I am at facebook.com/Oxhorn page. And in fact, I'm going to start a thread real quick so that everybody knows where to post. Post your questions for the show here. Leet sauce with pone zors on top. Fatawa. There you go. I don't think I've done that one before. And I will be sure to answer. So, what is on your mind? I am here to answer your questions. 9 of 3 from Hygel says, how do I get model viewer to work? I can't get any people to change or do funny stuff. Pulls help, end parentheses. Well, sir, that is a fantastic question. In fact, I actually produced while model viewer and machinima tutorial videos, which you can see on my website here at oxhorn.com in the frequently asked questions page. That's right, because this is a frequently asked questions. A question, I am not ashamed to answer it for you, though. So, in the particular instance that you're talking of, you have to record each motion individually and then splice them together in a third-party video editing program. I use the Adobe Creative Suite, Adobe Premiere Pro, but all of that is covered in the tutorials, and I don't want to bore the rest of you. But anyway, there's the answer to your question. Huh. Scoutellion says, will you be able to convince Nova to use the bacon perfume? I don't know, Nova, will you use bacon perfume? She shakes her head and says never. I guess that's a definitive answer. Descending from the Tarn race, dear Oxhorn, do you still eat meat? Asks Eric Sandbacken. Well, yes, obviously, of course, and here's why. We humans descend from the human race, and we're made of meat, and yet we eat meat. Just because a Tauren is akin, maybe in some distant past, to the bovine, doesn't mean that he can't eat meat, right? The bovine may be vegetarian, but the Tauren is omnivorous. As you can see when you go into any Tauren tent, you're going to find skinned kodos, tents made from kodo skins, and piles of kodo horn. What do they do with all that meat? Do they just throw it away? That would be wasteful. And the Tauren are environmentally conscientious. So they consume every bit of that meat and devour it into the bottom of their bellies. That's why I play Tauren. Poorman379 says, hey Ox, I showed up late. Why? What are you smoking and drinking today? Well, good sir, finish the show and then go back to the beginning and you will find out. I forget, and I don't want to move my finger because it's covering the band. Love Loveny on Twitter says, how much fatwa could Elite Hacks fatwa if Elite Hacks could fatwa? That's a good question. I'm going to have to mull about that for a little bit. Over some scotch. But I do know that the answer would be a lot. Zach Anime Freak says, I recently learned how to sing LOL Omega to get Eric and BBQ really fast. Awesome, man. That is a talent. Not everyone can do it. I applaud your efforts. In fact, you should record yourself on YouTube singing it and send it to me. And I will do my best to show it off during this fine program. Eternal War with the awesome hashtag Magical Suspenders Fatwa says, hey Oxhorn, how do I make my beard as awesome as yours? From Brandon. Well, sir, I've given this tip out on the show on numerous occasions. But for those of you who are so baby-faced as to have not produced this fine down, here's my secret. Dip your finger in a little bit of scotch. And then rub it on your chin. Just like, where you want the beard to arise. Don't do your forehead. That's a no-no. If you put it on your forehead, you will regret it. Just a little bit of scotch. Right over there. And then wait a few days. Don't wash it off. And slap my thighs and call me a knuckle. You will grow yourself a beard. I don't know if his name is Naughty or not, but it's Black. Anyway, on Twitter says, why do you cut the top off of a cigar? Well, the reason is because when you get the cigar, One side is already cut. That's the side you light. The other side is the butt end of a cigar where the leaf was wrapped over. It's made from a couple of just full leaves. And then they, I'll show you. They take a cap, just a little leaf cap, and they glue it on just to hold it all together. And that's where you cut it, just because you couldn't cut it because you couldn't smoke it without cutting it because it's sealed by the leaf. But that is why you cut it. Wow, a lot of folks on Twitter today. This is great. Gumzil says, hashtag bacon suspenders. Would you wear them? Yes, I would. Even if they went bad, I would continue to wear them out of pride. Vanja Jablonski on Twitter says, Hi Ox, have you ever tried Italian Toscaneo cigars? The answer to that is no. I would love to try them, though. Do you recommend them? I don't believe I've ever had the pleasure of having a Toscanello. But yeah, I'd love to try it. What's your review? Scoutellian says, any tips on taming a beard? Mine is coarse and tends to go everywhere. Well, a beard is a finicky thing. You gotta respect it. If you don't respect it, it's gonna rebel against you. And it's just gonna get wiry and tough, and you'll hurt yourself when you go to touch it. So, be sure to wash it often when you're in the shower. Get a little bit of shampoo. Lather up your beard, right? And then wash it all out. And then if you have conditioner, I don't know if you condition your hair. I do sometimes if I'm feeling adventurous. I'll take the conditioner and put it in my beard. And then wash it out. And just dry it with a towel, and it's happy. It makes soothing noises. And that is the mark of a happy beard. So there is Oxhorn's advice. Hoot says, have you ever gotten those fake beards made that we talked about? No, that was a brilliant idea, though. I bet you if I went on to Amazon, I could find some fake beards and add them to my store. I haven't yet, though. I'll have to. Maybe after this program, I will add fake beards to my store. Who knows? SarSam133 says, I'm eating bacon pizza as I watch your show tonight. It's going to be a good night. Hashtags bacon, beard, Scotch, smoke rings, and Oxhorn. Very well done, sir. Mortus fan on Twitter says, Dear Oxhorn, where's the lovely Lady Nova at tonight? Is she going to join you? She's in the other room, helping me handle this chat right now. I believe she's typing in chat. Who knows? Maybe she'll hop on a little later and join me. Hint, hint. We'll see it. We'll see if she's up for it. The Daydreamer says, do you believe in the saying, there is no bad drink to have with a cigar? Personally, some would seem overpowering to me. Yeah, there are definitely bad drinks to have with a cigar. Milkshakes for one. Anything with milk in it, not really good with a cigar. Anything with chocolate, anything sweet, not really good with a cigar, in my opinion. Hot tea, maybe. Coffee is good with a cigar. Coffee is definitely a good drink. And usually any straight liquor is good with a cigar. Beer, depending on the beer. If you can see through it, it's not a good beer to have with a cigar. If you can't, that is a fine beer to have with a cigar. I'm a cute little hardcore kitten says, Oxhorn, is there a real life or just AFK? Well, if you watch the ending of Inventing Swear Words 4, you'll understand how much belief I place into the elusive AFK. I do enjoy AFK, and I hope to spend more time in it. Cloud Can Talk says, I'm currently serving overseas, and I want to give a shout out to you and everyone who is watching this and tell Patricia I said hi. Well, Cloud Can Talk, Patricia, Cloud Can Talk says hi. He says hi to everybody in the chat. I hope you all heard that. Good question. Red in the chat says, Ox, as a Christian, do you believe smoking and drinking are sins? I believe they're sins for some people. The Bible doesn't say anything about smoking tobacco or drinking alcohol, but it does talk about self-control and wisdom. For some people who are addicted and can't help themselves and it destroys their lives, then smoking and drinking is a sin for them because they lack self-control and it harms them. But for those who are able to enjoy such substances without harming themselves or other people, then it's not a sin. It's up to the conscience of the individual. I believe Paul in the New Testament says, look, eating red meat is not a sin. But if you're going around with a bunch of people who are offended at pork and other meats, then don't eat that meat around them, because you would cause them to stumble. You would be a stumbling block to them. But if you're on your own, there's nothing wrong with that kind of meat. Feel free to eat it. And that's my philosophy on cigars and Scotch as well. Greg Hartung says, Ox, did you get my fan video I just finished? I recommend you and Nova watch it. No, did you send it to me? I just checked my mail before this show, and I didn't see a link from you. But yeah, send it to me and I will be sure to watch it. I'm neglecting my fine Facebook fans, so I'm going to refresh Facebook here and see what's going on. Thomas the Butler says, Mr. Ox, I'm back from a couple episodes. Sorry I missed the last one. I was working. Just wondering, if you dip bacon in hummus, is it still classy? That is the question to end all questions. I don't really know. I mean, it's probably one of those experiments that should never be done. It's like dividing by zero or Googling Google. You just don't do it. You don't know what's going to happen. The world may end. Dipping bacon in hummus? Come on, that's just... I can't even wrap my mind around that. Don't try it. If you're watching, for the love of God, don't try it. I don't know what'll happen. I will not be held responsible. Just be careful. Consume bacon carefully. Joel Bryson on Facebook says, do you visit Canada? I have been a few times. I think I've been to Canada 4 times. And I've enjoyed it every time I went. I'm planning a trip here in the near future. I want to go to Victoria, because it's a beautiful area. And so I'm going to try and plan a trip here soon. Joe Salsida says, is this where I post questions? Yes. Yes, it is. Pure Alpha Beast says, hey Oxhorn, what is the right kind of suspenders that I should get? The kind that cross over the back, or the straight kind? There is no wrong kind of suspenders. Every kind of suspenders is a good kind. It's up to your personal preference. I have some that cross the back. In fact, I'm wearing some right now that cross the back. I have some that come and form a Y in the back. It's just up to the personal preference of the wearer. Scoutellian says, what are the plushies people in the chat are asking? Yes, I can't believe I forgot again, but I did. These are the plushies. These were made by the very talented She-Devil. And as you can see, they're adorable. And I need to put them on my wall. By the way, we're thinking of selling them. She's very handy at the needle and thread, and she's thinking of putting some together and selling some. Is everybody in the chat interested? Would you guys like to buy some of these? Here's Staghorn. Here's Oxhorn. Where are the others? I've got Mortus and myself over there as well. Made by She-Devil. Yes? Yeah? You guys are even quoting prices. All right. How high will you go? 20 bucks? 20 bucks? 30? 30? 50? Wow. You guys are just high rollers, aren't you? We'll see. We'll put something together. See if we can get these in a store. 120 degrees? That's not even $1. Come on, guys. 60. 100,000. All right, you, sir. I will sell them all to you. Come on. Come on. Give me your credit card information. This is going right to you. Not really. Don't give me your credit card information. What's this? Is this music from Gladiator? Yeah, I like Gladiator. And I like the soundtrack. I'm just not in the mood for it. So, skipping. Come on, Pandora. Don't be a jerk. Oh. Miracle Whip is a party in my mouth. More ads. Why not? It's the greatest party of all time. I should really just pay the $10 a month it takes to get a premium account on Pandora. I wish I wasn't so cheap. Sadly, I am. Kolinik Givix on Twitter says, why you no answer my questions? Do you still post new videos on your YouTube channel? redundant. But yes, I do. I do post videos on my YouTube channel. In fact, I'm in the middle of working on a new one. If you attended the Fine program last week, you actually saw some screenshots from the video I am currently working on. I'm working with a very talented video editor. He's taking a vacation right now, but he will be back in a few days, and when he's back, he and I will knock this movie out and publish it on YouTube for all of you. So stay tuned, ladies and gents. It is going to be epic. Zach Anime Freak says, I want me some plushies. I'd buy a collection of them. I shall bribe the parents for money. This is great. I love hearing this kind of stuff. All right, She Devil, we're going to make a business here. Sell ourselves some plushies. Omoto Draco says, bacon, good. Gnome burgers, good. Hummus, bad. You, sir, are a poet warrior. Poorman379 says, Yax, I'm watching a show and playing Minecraft at the same time. This is awesome. You know what? That's something I should do. Maybe I should host the show next week while playing Minecraft. I haven't played it long. Shauna Doxtetter on Facebook says, Dear Ox, I have watched your show for a while now, and your guildies are kind and awesome, so please forgive me if I emo out once in a while. Oh dear. Because I am now going through some rough times. My father... Oh, okay. My father is dying, and this week has just been nothing but sorrow and sad memories fading. But watching your show and talking with the people certainly puts my mind at ease. Aww. I want to personally thank Lady Nova for comforting me on Facebook. Aww. And cheering me up. Thanks, Nova, and thank you guys for being awesome and kind to me. Digital hugs from me. Well, Shauna, it's a shame to hear about your father. I've been there. I know what it's like. Many sympathies from Oxhorn and everyone at Scotch and Smoke Rings to you. Many digital hugs all the way from Seattle. And I hope you guys can get through this. I'll be praying for you. What happened to the instrumental pieces of some of your movies on your music player? I.e. Hat vs. Barnaby score and Vetting Forward's 3 instrumental, says Greg Harton. Great question. That's like an old school question. You're actually talking about a player, an audio player that I used 2 years ago. I think I replaced it 2 years ago. In that player, I had some instrumental scores, and I did take them out because I switched to my TuneCore player, which is the player connected to both of my albums on iTunes. It plays all of the music that I have for sale. With that player, I actually don't have the functionality to put the instrumental scores in it, but I don't know. I may try and figure out a way to do that. We'll see. Eddie Rowan says, is it true you were in The Lament of Captain Placeholder by Cranius? Yeah, that was a long time ago, but I believe I was. I just walked around in the background, I think. Because he and I play on the same server, do we? Or was this on a different server? I think we play on the same server. Cranius lives in Seattle, right next to me. And so we live really close together, and we play on the same server. But we only ever see each other in California at BlizzCon, strangely enough. But yeah, I was online, and he says, want to jump in? I'm like, sure. I think I was just walking around. It was fun. Yeah, Nate Burr1 says, what do you think of Terraria? It's like 3D Minecraft. A very generous fan gave both myself and Beanstalk Terraria on Steam. Thank you very much. That was a very generous gift. I played it for about 30 minutes, and I gotta say I could not get into it. I think the thing that was frustrating to me is that I couldn't figure out how to light a torch or something, and every time I fell into a cave, I got lost, and I couldn't die because I was stuck, so I just had to restart, which lost all my progress. Yeah, I know, it's probably a noob mistake, but, yeah, I couldn't get into Terraria. Interesting. Pure Alpha Beast says, for a beginner, would you recommend starting with a cigar or a pipe? Very good question. So the way it breaks down is cigars are easier than pipes, which is why I smoke them more often on the show. I really enjoy a good tobacco pipe, but it takes a little bit more work and love to kind of pack it properly, and you got to relight them a few times during the process, so it's just a little bit more work. It's definitely easier to start with a cigar, but cigars are more powerful. Like the actual flavor of a cigar, if you're not used to it, can just really knock you out, and if it's a really heavy cigar, it can make you sick. So you just got to be careful. Get yourself a mild cigar if you want to start with cigars. Or if you want to just teach yourself how to start with pipes, that works too. That's how I started. I started with pipes and then moved on to cigars. Renache says, Brandon, have you ever cosplayed? No. Never. Brandon, will you ever cosplay? No. Never. Not that I have anything against those who do. You got all my respect. That's fine. But will I? No. Never. Nova says she's sorry, but she's lagging out of chat real bad. Otherwise, she would respond to all of your comments. Old Ironbark says, have you ever thought about doing video game commentary? Total Biscuit makes a living from it, but I think you'd be elite. Yeah, I hear that Total Biscuit makes a living from it, and a very fine living, and I wish him all the best. I remember when he started out working for Warcraft Radio, I believe is what it was, and he did a few interviews of me, and that was a fun experience. I'm just not into video games enough to care, so I probably would not make a good commentator. Commentators are usually guys who have really strong opinions about the game. They're so into it, and they love it so much that things that are wrong with the game really make them mad, which makes them entertaining, and things that are good about the game really get them excited, which is entertaining. Me, I'm like, oh, Worgen? Nice. Oh, a goblin. That's cool. Nova Domina hates Worgens. You heard it. Here. Moo Cow Cheese Derp says, people need to watch critical videos. Sly20 says, the Worgens have annoying fake accents. What, you don't like Cockney? Cockney isn't an accent to you? Pure Alpha Beast says, have you ever roleplayed your druid, and did he smoke a pipe? I used the richly appointed pipe for my Taran shaman. I have never roleplayed before. I know, I'm on a roleplay server. I just never roleplayed before. So, no. But if I did roleplay, I would definitely use a richly appointed pipe. My fan video is called Bearing the Gifts on YouTube, says Greg Hartung. If you have time, can you share it to the rest of us? It's 3 minutes long, and it's clean. Don't worry. 3 minutes. Oh, yeah. Looks like we are going to be joined here by the beautiful Nova Domina. Yeah. Making room. I had too many drawers open. All right. You have to sneak over here, or they won't be able to see you. There we go. In fact, I'll actually move. There. How's that? All right, now we're both on camera. All right, there she is. She is the gamer of the household, and she can pwn any 13-year-old boy without even trying in Halo. That's how talented she is. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so talented, you guys.
Definitely. I am witness. Greg Hartung wants us to play his video. What's it called again? I'm scrolling up because I forgot the name of it. You know, Greg, the chat is going by Bearing of Gifts, he says. Alright. See if I can find it, alright? No promises.
Thank you, Bean Blossom. She says she likes my hair.
Thank you.
That's really sweet.
I like her hair, too. The Bearing of Gifts, WoW Machinima. Alright, I'll do my best to show it off, but I gotta tell you, you know, trying to do this on a computer is probably gonna be laggy.
Oh, Bean Blossom isn't a girl. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Alright, so this is Greg Hartung's Bearing of Gifts. Can you all hear it?
Do you know this song?
No, I've never heard this song before.
This song is called Starry, Starry Night.
Oh, really? What's it from?
I forget who sings it. Josh Groban does a version of it.
Oh. Wow, look at Dollar on it. It's completely dead. That's totally depressing. The good old days of Dollar on. Wow, that tree is suspiciously still. Man, I'm feeling bad for this undead guy. He looks really lonely.
I'm like sad.
Man.
Because I love undead.
No one in the shop is. Oh, there we go. They were moving.
Aww.
He looks so lonely.
Yeah.
Hey, gnome, movement. That's good. Yeah. All right, I like this. This is a positive movement. Death to gnomes.
Oh, that looks familiar.
Wait, is that supposed to be me? Oh, it's Oxhorn and Nova. I guess this is Greg Hartung. Oh, he's giving champagne, scotch, cheese, wine, and a gnome set. Votive offerings. Oh, that's great. Alright, this is pretty adorable, I gotta say. Okay, Greg, that was sweet.
It was very sweet.
I gotta admit, that was really sweet. And here are the credits.
Yes, I'm an elf. I'm an elf. I am a blood elf.
That's right, she does play a blood elf.
Mm-hmm.
She's the only blood elf that's worth mentioning. In my honest opinion.
Aww.
Aww. May your marriage be more than the latest of hacks.
May your marriage be more uber than the latest of hacks.
Hey, it's Greg! Look at that, he's smoking a CAW, I believe. Very, very, very good job there, sir. I am impressed. Major kudos to you. Alright, I'm going to save this for the update on Monday so I don't lose it.
Yeah, I really like that. That was very sweet.
That was great. I hope y'all saw that. I hope it wasn't too laggy.
Aw, Creepypasta says the undead love you as well, Nova.
Aww.
Oh, by the way, I want to thank Mortu's fan for helping me get to level 70.
Hey!
He was a huge help, and I promised him that I would thank him publicly on the show. So,
thank you,
there you
Mortu's
go,
fan.
Mortu's fan.
I don't have time to play the game, so Mortu's fan helps my girlfriend get to level 70 for me. Very nicely done.
And now I'm almost at 76. I'm close. I'm like right there.
Zach Anime Freak says, I can't wait for my game on Halo against Nova and She-Devil.
Yeah.
Hashtags, I'm going to get owned a lot. Amiga help. Oxhorn. I love those hashtags. Well, I'm sure they're all looking forward to that game as well. I will be standing on the sidelines as a spectator watching, because I don't play Halo, I watch Halo. A few good ones. Surya says, hey, how often are you on, Ox? I am on very infrequently, maybe once a week. But when I'm on, it's amazing. Cheers.
Oh, can you post my gamer tag in there?
Yeah.
I can't do it because my laptop is
What is it?
wonky. It's lowercase o, uppercase O, 0, space, Nova, space, 0, uppercase O, little o. And that's my tag.
Ah.
Oh no. There we go.
There. I had to change my name to Oxhorn Lols for some reason. But anyway, that's her gamer tag. Alright, paying attention to Twitter again. Just because I prefer Twitter. So if you want to ask me a question, please do so on Twitter. Tour Tack says, hey, what's the best cigar you have ever had? What's the best pipe tobacco you have ever smoked? The best cigar I've ever had is an Egg Maduro, a Drew Estate. And the best pipe tobacco I've ever had... that's hard. Pipe tobacco is hard for me to quantify. Basically, if you get it from a shop and it's not in like a plastic bag, it's good.
Brandon asks, what do I think about Freddy Krueger being in the new Mortal Kombat? I think it's a little bit silly. I guess it would depend on like what he can do and what his moves are. But I think Mortal Kombat may be getting a little desperate when they put Freddy Krueger on their character list. He's a DLC, downloadable content. So
is slide 20 Zach?
Huh?
Zach, is that slide 20?
No.
Really? You sure? I think it is. Zach and I had a long conversation about Freddy Krueger in Mortal Kombat the other day.
No, it wasn't Slyle. It was a brand new.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. Alright. Quid of Rage on Twitter says, Ox, what's your advice to an aspiring machinimator? Hashtag Taran plus overalls plus beard equals swag. I would suggest to just start making it. Figure it out as you go along. You don't have to know it all before you start. It doesn't have to be perfect when you release your first videos. Look at some of my earliest videos and you'll notice that they are not exactly technically proficient. I sort of taught myself as I went along. So it's okay to produce something that doesn't have the shiniest graphics as long as it's a good story, or it's funny, or the music is good. So just have fun with it and start.
Can you post my tag again? Apparently she didn't get it. Valkyria, if you just scroll up...
Santhan just posted it
Yeah,
again.
okay, thank you, Santhan.
Yeah, that's her gamer tag.
More.
By the way, Santhan, hi.
My newly refreshed Target,
Hi.
that's what I get. More groceries like
I haven't seen you on WoW in a while.
for shoes, more ways to try and make
That's right, she plays a lot more than I do. So if you're actually wanting to have someone
'cause that's what I
to
pay.
raid with and all of that,
Expect more.
Silverhand server, US, Invisible Pink Unicorns, she plays on Sharon or Sharon or Karen or however it's spelled.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be Karen, but everybody started saying Sharon and it kind of stuck, so I guess it works.
My Sharona.
Yeah.
Sharon?
Yeah. There we go.
Mm. I have to change my name every time I type. Alright, I have been ignoring Facebook. I'm so sorry. Why am I doing that? Time to refresh it and see what's going on here. Wow, 42 comments. I'm sorry, guys. Alright. I'm going through it.
Patrick, I'm 75. I'm really close to 76. I think it was Hoots that asked. Yeah, Hoots.
Alexander Franzin says, hey, Ox, can you sing The Great Kodo? I can, but I'm not going to. Instead, I will play it on the penny whistle. Because I haven't done that in a while, have I? I think, yeah, I haven't. I played it last week, but it wasn't The Great Kodo.
My Twitter is 9 of 3 from whatever. She says she asked what my Twitter is, and sorry, my phone's ringing. That kind of like caught my attention. But
Twitter. What's your Twitter?
Nova Domina.
Nova Domina.
Mm-hmm.
All one word.
Yep.
All right. I'm just going to dance to the music of her phone before I start playing.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, guys. It distracted me.
It's still going. Oh, man, they really want to talk to you. Oh, it's done. All right.
Ooh, Songify the penny whistle.
Ha ha. Oh, that's right. Songify. All right. You hold this. That's right. For those of you who haven't watched in a few weeks, we have a new segment of the show called Songify, which has been a big hit. But we've never done it with the penny whistle. So I'm going to give this to my fiancé, and you can start tapping. Ready? Go. right, let's see how that turned out. That was a long one.
Ash all over your... There we go.
That is just bizarre. Wow.
It's a little scary.
Oh my, it keeps going. Alright, well that was that experiment done.
Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't do that again.
Alright, I'm gonna save it to metal. Alright, so there you go. The penny whistle on Songify. Pure Alpha Beast. Wow. Says, is the penny whistle okay for traveling in a backpack or in a pocket? Seems small enough to carry with you. Yeah, it is. That's one of the wonderful things about a penny whistle is it's super small. You can get penny whistles that are made of plastic, as this one is, and it won't go off in metal detectors at airports. Yeah, you can pretty much take it with you wherever you go. Very portable instrument. Eric Sandbacken says, hey Ox, how long do you think you'll continue to make Oxhorn videos? As long as there are people to watch them. Gabberal X says, can you add bacon-wrapped red snappa to the smoke ship today? Maybe, if you remind me, I may forget. All of those creative people in the chat right now, when it comes time for the smoke ship, they'll just have to remind me to have bacon-wrapped red snappa. Renashe says, when are the both of you getting married? We have not set a date yet. Have not set a date yet, but we will be getting married in no time. Compared.
We better be.
Yeah. Alright, Facebook, I didn't forget you. Jorgen Nielsen says, good morning, Ox. It's 4:36 a.m. here, and I'm sitting up with my newborn daughter and can't get her to sleep. Aww. And I was wondering if you could try to sing her a lullaby and try and make her sleep. Alright, no promises that this will actually work. I mean, it's possible that I could actually wake her up. But here we go. A lullaby from Oxhorn. Lullaby and good night. There is bacon in the morning. Kill some elves with a big knife. Hang their ears from off your wall. Eat some sausage. Smoke a cigar. Well,
you can't tell the baby.
When you turn 21 at least. Have some scotch when you're old enough, because Oxhorn loves you a bunch. There you go.
Yay.
There's a lullaby all the way from Oxhorn. I hope it soothed your sleeping babe, and I will be sure to do more in future, if needed. Just ask. I'm preparing for later.
Oh look, you put ice cold rum to sleep.
Did I?
And HT Star.
All right. I had some good ones there, not bad.
Nice.
And that's with an open window.
Mm-hmm.
Man, people and their excuses. Tartax says, your drink is getting lonely. Indeed it is, good sir. Thank you for reminding me. It's funny, no one ever reminds us to take a drink when my brother helps me co-host. It's only when I'm doing it by myself that I have to be reminded that I have a drink here. Good question, W. Roven, but I'm not going to be answering because I don't want to give away any secrets.
Oh.
What?
Scroll up a little bit.
Up here?
Yeah. Where'd it go?
See, that's the thing about this chat. Once it flies
Yeah.
by, it's really hard to see.
There it is. Oxynova, I have a problem. My main is on a different realm, and my friend hasn't been on in a month. I want to change realms. To talk to others, but I want to talk to my friend again. What should I do?
Oh, that is a predicament. That is a predicament that many WoW players face. What's more important, talking to your friend or talking to your other friends?
Or making new friends.
It's true, you can always make new friends. You know, you gotta ask yourself, did the friend move to a different server to get away from you? I'm not saying that he did, but the possibility is always there. You never want to seem too needy, right? Let the friend come back to you. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Stay on the server, make new friends, and when he's ready to return, he'll return.
There's also Real ID too. You
Hoots-
can communicate with him that way.
Hoot says, like Ryan did to you. Touche, touche, Hoots. All right, ladies and gents. It's almost time for the smoke ship. Justin Joven says, can I has digital hugs, please? Yes, you can. Digital hugs all the way from Seattle. Digital hugs. Hugs. Digital hugs. All right, but it is now time for smoke ship. So, what is on your mind? Give me your ideas and I will blow into existence a tapestry made from smoke, unrivaled by anything else that modern man can do. Not that I'm bragging or anything, but what are your ideas?
Red says, Ox, will you sing Trollolol?
Ox, please. That's all I'm doing. Sorry, no more. Now you've got it stuck in my head, darn it. Why does it have to be on the internet? It shouldn't exist. Oh, man. Alright, smoke ship, guys. They're all freaking out now. They're like, Futua, lol. Hey, Moonshinery, I am retaining my dignity while doing troll. Anyway.
It's Moonshine Ray.
Sorry. I read things fast. Moonshinery.
Oh, look.
Dear Oxynova, I'd like to say thanks for the lullaby. Now my daughter has actually calmed down. Your singing voice seems to calm her, and thanks a lot. Now maybe I can go sleep after the show.
Oh.
Well, that is good news.
How old is she?
Idea for the smoke ship. A flying ship with Oxhorn, Staghorn, and Mortus throwing down exploding balls of bacon into Darnassus. Wow. It's beautiful in its simplicity. Amato Draco says a bacon zeppelin with Deathwing burning hippie elves. A bacon zeppelin with Deathwing burning hippie elves. Alright, these are both good ideas. Great, now everybody's saying trollololololololol. Nova and Ox on a zeppelin dancing in bacon clothes while Mortus fires rotten hummus at hippie elves, which burns them as they scream for the hummus king. Wow. Alone undead from my video, fighting alongside Ox against mutant gnomes on a bacon-wrapped red snap a ship across the deepest steppes of space. Whew. These are all exotic. I'm loving this.
Did you show him the plushies again?
I did. I did. A smoke ship which creates its power by burning hippie night elves and turns them into bacon. Oh my gosh. That is brilliant. Alright. Alright, so this is what it's going to be. We're going to have, and this is morbid, so I'm just saying it ahead of time. We're going to have a bacon zeppelin, right? And on board are Ox, Mortus, and Staghorn. Hold on a second, I just kind of lost my procaster. There you go. So on this bacon zeppelin are Ox, Mortus, and Staghorn. For fuel, they're using the charred corpses of night elves. And they are hovering over a night elf. They're hovering over a night elf land, throwing rotten hummus at the night elves to kill them and harness their bodies for fuel. Is that dark? Maybe a little? Nah, it's okay. That's what we do here at Oxhorn.com. You guys like that one? Wow. They all scared the chat, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's...
my insane dog.
Her insane dog, yeah. Alright, you guys ready? Here we go. You remember? Bacon chip time. Don't blink, you'll miss it.
Perky Pug cast demoralizing bark.
Wow! It was there for the briefest of moments before I flicked it all away. But if you looked closely, you saw a bacon zeppelin being piloted by Oxhorn, Mortus, and Staghorn. And from it, they were throwing rotten hummus onto night elves, killing them, and then harvesting their bodies to burn as zeppelin fuel. A little dark here at Oxhorn.com, but necessary. Sometimes the most necessary things in life are dark. Mm-hmm. Marcus Aurelius. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 108. Thank you all for coming. Thanks, everybody, for your awesome fan art. Thank you, Greg, for the fan video. Thanks, everybody, for coming. We had a great time today. Be sure to tune in next week, same Ox time, same Ox channel, for Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 109. Lady Nova and I will be in Minnesota this weekend. So follow me on Twitter and on Facebook to hear about my adventures. I'm probably going to be uploading lots of cool pictures from the land of 1,000 lakes. So thanks everybody for coming. And again, as always, we say here at Oxhorn.com, be sure, my friends, to stay classy.
Hey, did you hear that Google Offers is coming soon to your
No.
Subscribe now and get amazing deals.
Pandora ads. Be quiet. I'm not interested.
You get the best of your city at even lower prices. Find out more and sign up for Google Offers at google.com/offers.